Can you guess what only 3% of people aged 65 to 80 do that keeps them feeling young, confident, and truly alive? In this video, I'll show you the 7 rare habits that make some older adults stand out in the most inspiring way. Most seniors don't even know they're slowly giving up. But if you do these things, you're proving the best part of life can come after 70. Don't miss number 4. It might explain why people keep telling you, "I hope I'm like you when I'm older." Before we start, tell us where you're watching or listening from. If you find this helpful, hit the subscribe button because tomorrow we have new special tips for you. 1. There is something truly special about a person who never stops learning, no matter their age. Imagine this. You wake up in the morning, stretch your arms, and instead of thinking, "I'm too old for this," you wonder, "What can I learn today?" This mindset is rare. Most people, when they retire, slowly close the doors to new knowledge. They say, "I've lived enough, I know enough." But not you. You're different. You pick up books, you ask questions, you stay curious about the world. Maybe you love watching documentaries about history, or maybe you enjoy learning about birds, plants, or space. You might even try something completely new, like painting, writing stories, or playing the piano for the first time. This makes you unique because most people over 65 believe that new skills are only for young people. But you prove them wrong every day. You're proof that the mind does not have to slow down with age. It only slows when we stop feeding it new things. Have you ever noticed how happy you feel when you discover something new? Maybe you read about a place you've never been, and suddenly your mind starts imagining the streets, the smells, the people. Learning keeps your brain awake and sharp. Scientists have even found that people who keep learning are less likely to suffer from memory loss or dementia. That's right, your love for learning is actually keeping your brain healthy. But beyond the science, it's the joy of it that matters. It's that moment when you finally understand how to use a new app on your phone. It's that excitement when you discover a new recipe and make something delicious. It's the sense of wonder when you hear a new idea that makes you think, "Wow, I never thought of it that way." This is why you're special. While others sit back, you move forward. You remind people that wisdom is not just what you already know, it is also what you are willing to learn. And do you know what's even more amazing? Your curiosity inspires others. When your grandchildren see you trying to learn a new language, they think, "Wow, if grandma can do it, I can too." When your friends see you reading, they remember that life is not about waiting for time to pass, but about making every moment count. You make people around you believe that life is still full of surprises, no matter how old you are. And that, my friend, is what makes you truly unique. 2. Not many people your age wake up and decide to move their body every single day, but you do. While others say, "I'm too old for that," you lace up your shoes, stretch your arms, and take that first step. Whether it's a slow walk around the block, a gentle stretch in the morning, or a little dance in your living room when your favorite song comes on. You know that movement is life, and you refuse to let your body grow stiff and weak just because the years are passing. It doesn't matter if it's raining outside or if your joints feel a little stiff, you still find a way to move, even if it's just lifting your legs while sitting in a chair or wiggling your toes to keep the blood flowing. That's what makes you different. Most people think that exercise is for the young, for athletes, for people with strong muscles, but you know better. You've learned that staying active isn't about being fast or lifting heavy weights. It's about keeping your body awake, keeping your energy flowing, keeping your heart strong. Maybe you love gardening, and every time you dig into the soil, you feel the strength in your arms and legs. Maybe you enjoy walking to the store instead of driving because you know those extra steps add up. Maybe you join a senior yoga class, not to impress anyone, but because you love how it makes you feel light and free. Whatever it is, you do it with joy, with gratitude, with the knowledge that every small movement is a victory. Scientists say that people who stay active after 65 live longer, but for you, it's not just about living long, it's about living well. You want to be able to stand tall, to bend down and pick up your grandchild, to dance at a wedding without feeling out of breath. You want to feel the wind on your face as you walk outdoors, to stretch your arms in the morning and feel alive, to climb the stairs without thinking twice. When you see people your age who struggle to move because they've stopped trying, you feel grateful that you made a different choice. It's not always easy. Some days, your knees ache, your back feels tight, and your body wants to rest. But you remind yourself that movement is a gift, and as long as you can use it, you will. And the most amazing part? You inspire others. Your children watch you stay active, and they think, "I hope I'm like that when I get older." Your friends see you stretching or walking, and they start to believe that maybe they can do it too. You don't just take care of yourself. You remind others that aging is not about slowing down, but about adapting, about finding ways to keep moving no matter what. And that's why you are unique. Because in a world where many believe old age means sitting still, you prove that movement is the secret to feeling young. After all, a strong body is nothing without a strong mind. And that's why your positive mindset about aging is just as special as your ability to move. 3. Many people reach a certain age and begin to lose touch with the people they once knew. Friends move away, some pass on, and others simply stop making the effort. It becomes easy to fall into loneliness, to let the days pass by without a phone call or a visit, to believe that friendship is something for younger people. But not you. You know that friendship is not just about having someone to talk to. It is about feeling connected, about sharing laughter, about having someone who understands you without needing to say a word. You treasure your friends because they're the ones who remind you of who you are, the ones who have seen you through good times and bad, the ones who make life feel rich and full. While others let their friendships fade, you nurture them. You pick up the phone and call just to check in. You send a birthday card with a thoughtful note because you know how much it means. You invite people over for coffee, for a walk, for a simple moment of togetherness, because you understand that life is not measured in years, but in the relationships we keep. You have learned that loneliness is one of the greatest dangers of aging, and you refuse to let it take hold of you. You don't just wait for someone to reach out. You take the first step. You make time for the people who matter, because you know that friendships, like plants, need care to grow. And when you sit across from an old friend, talking about memories from long ago, you feel something that no amount of money can buy, a sense of belonging, of being truly seen and valued. Maybe you still meet up with childhood friends, laughing over stories that only the two of you remember. Maybe you've made new friends later in life, proving that it's never too late to find people who make your heart feel lighter. Maybe your best friend is no longer here, but you keep their memory alive by telling stories about them, by smiling when you think of their kindness, by carrying their spirit in your heart. True friendship is rare at any age, but it becomes even more precious as the years go by. Some people choose isolation, but you choose connection. Some people say, "I'm too old to make new friends," but you know that a simple hello can turn a stranger into someone who changes your life. You understand that friendships are not just about talking. They're about listening, about being there when someone is hurting, about celebrating their joys as if they were your own. And when you look around and realize that you still have people in your life who care, who remember your stories, who laugh at your jokes even when you've told them 100 times, you know you have something truly special. Because in the end, life is not about how many years you live, but about how deeply you are loved. And just as friendships keep your heart full, so does the way you view aging itself. Because a positive mindset about growing older is one of the rarest and most beautiful things of all. 4. Aging is something many people fear, but not you. While others look in the mirror and see only wrinkles, you see stories written on your skin, proof that you have lived, laughed, and loved. While some complain about getting older, you embrace it. You know that every year you wake up is a gift, and you don't waste time wishing for the past. You don't let the number on your birthday cake define you. You don't say, "I'm too old for this," because you know that age is not a wall that stops you. It is a doorway that leads to new experiences, new wisdom, and new joys. You have learned that growing older does not mean growing weaker. It means growing richer in knowledge, in love, in the things that truly matter. You understand that life is not just about how long you live, but how well you live. And while some people spend their older years filled with regret, you focus on what is still ahead. Maybe you've had hard times, loss, illness, moments of struggle, but you don't let them define you. You see yourself as strong, as capable, as someone who still has so much to give to the world. You refuse to let society tell you that your best years are behind you. You know that joy is not something reserved for the young. You find happiness in the little things, a good book, a sunny morning, a conversation with an old friend. You choose to laugh, to smile, to appreciate life, even when things are not perfect. You don't let aches and pains steal your spirit. You don't compare yourself to the person you were at 20, because you know that the person you are today is just as valuable, just as important, just as full of life. You are not afraid of change, because you understand that change is a part of every stage of life. You adapt, you grow, you learn, and in doing so, you show others that aging is not something to fear, it is something to honor. Younger people look at you and think, "I hope I could be like that when I'm older." They see your kindness, your strength, your wisdom, and they realize that getting older doesn't mean disappearing. It means stepping into a new role, one where you guide, where you inspire, where you continue to shine. Not everyone could do this. Many people let fear take over. But you're different. You face aging with courage, with gratitude, with the understanding that life is not about counting the years, but making the years count. And most beautiful thing, your positive mindset about aging doesn't just help you. It helps the people around you. Because just as you embrace life as it changes, you also embrace the new world that comes with it, including the fast-moving world of technology, where staying connected means staying a part of the future. 5. Many people believe that once you reach a certain age, it's too late to keep up with the world, but you prove that idea wrong every single day. You are not afraid to try something new, even if it feels confusing at first. When a new phone comes out, you ask questions. When someone shows you how to use a tablet or a laptop, you listen, you try, and you practice. You may not always get it right the first time, but that doesn't stop you. You click the buttons, scroll the screen, and little by little, you learn. While others might say, "That's too complicated for me," you say, "Show me how." You use video calls to talk to your grandchildren, even if they live far away. You send messages instead of waiting for letters, and you know how to check your emails with confidence. Maybe you even watch videos online, play games that keep your brain sharp, or follow the news with just a swipe of your finger. You've discovered that technology is not something to fear. It's something that can help you stay connected to the people you love and the world around you. You found joy in learning how to take photos with your phone, or finding your favorite songs and playing them anytime you want. When people around you are amazed that you're using a smartphone or watching YouTube, you smile because you know how much effort it took to learn and how proud you are of yourself for doing it. You've shown courage by stepping into a world that looks very different from the one you grew up in. When you were young, phones had cords and cameras had film, but now you carry a whole world in your pocket, and you've learned to use it. Some people your age shake their heads and say, "I don't understand this modern world," but you are open to change. You've accepted that the world will keep moving forward, and instead of falling behind, you've chosen to keep walking with it. Maybe you've learned to shop online or check your bank account from home. Maybe you've joined a group chat with old friends and share pictures and jokes that make everyone laugh. You've even seen how technology can help with your health. Reminders to take your medicine, video calls with your doctor, and apps that track your steps to keep you moving. You've proved that learning never stops and that staying current with the times doesn't mean forgetting the past. It means adding to it. You know that the more you learn, the more freedom you have. Freedom to connect, to explore, to stay active in a world that changes faster than ever before. And you're not doing it to impress anyone. You're doing it for yourself because you want to stay involved, to stay capable, to stay part of the story. You're not left behind. You are right here, keeping up, figuring things out one click at a time. That's why people admire you, and sometimes even turn to you for help, surprised that someone your age is so open, so brave, so curious. It takes real strength to face something unfamiliar and try anyway. It takes heart to say, "I may be older, but I can still learn." And when you do that, you're not just learning, you're showing others that age is not a reason to stop, it's a reason to keep growing. You're not stuck in the past, you're standing in the present, looking forward. And as you continue to embrace what's new, you also hold tightly to what's timeless, like the gift of sharing wisdom and stories with the younger people in your life who are eager to learn from someone like you. 6. There is something truly magical about a person who has lived many years and chooses to share their story with others. That person is you. You've seen the world change, grown through challenges, and learned lessons that no book could ever fully explain. And instead of keeping all that knowledge to yourself, you open your heart and share it with the people around you, especially the younger ones who still have so much to learn. You don't say, "They wouldn't understand," or "They don't care." You trust that your voice matters because it does. When you sit down with your grandchild and tell them about how things were when you were their age, you're not just telling a story. You're giving them a piece of your life. You're showing them what strength looks like, what patience sounds like, what courage feels like. Maybe you've taught a child how to cook a family recipe, passing down the secret ingredient that makes it taste just right. Maybe you've told a teenager how you fell in love, how you built a life, how you found your way through both laughter and tears. These are not just words, they are treasures. You've lived through hard times, and when you talk about them, you help others see that storms do pass and that hope can return. You don't speak to boast, you speak to guide. You speak because you care. When younger people feel lost, your stories remind them that they're not alone. When they feel impatient, you help them see the beauty in waiting, in working slowly, in building something with care. You listen when they talk, and you don't judge, because you remember how it feels to be young and unsure. And because of that, they trust you. They look up to you not because you're perfect, but because you're real. You've made mistakes, and you've learned from them, and that honesty helps others feel brave enough to be honest too. Your words can heal, your presence can calm, and your wisdom can light the path for someone who can't see what's ahead. You might not always know it, but when you share your life, you're changing someone else's. You're planting seeds that will grow into strength, into kindness, into understanding. And when a young person hugs you and says, "Thank you," you feel something deep in your chest, a warm, quiet joy that tells you it was worth it. You are a bridge between the past and the future, and because of you, important lessons won't be forgotten. And just like you learn from others, the young ones learn from you. You show them that life doesn't stop being beautiful as you get older. It just becomes more meaningful. And even though you've already given so much to the world, you still have dreams that keep your spirit alive, goals that give you energy, and plans that make your eyes shine. Because while wisdom is a treasure, the dream that lives in your heart is just as powerful. 7. Most people believe that dreams are only for the young, but you know that is not true. You know deep in your heart that as long as you are alive, it's never too late to hope, to plan, to reach for something more. While others your age might say, "What's the point now?" You say, "Why not?" You wake up with a sparkle in your eye because you know there is still something out there calling your name. Maybe it's writing a book about your life, or learning to play the piano, or planting a garden that blooms in every season. Maybe it's visiting a country you've never seen, or simply becoming better at something you've always loved. Whatever your dream is, it belongs to you, and you hold it gently but firmly, like a tiny flame in your hands. You know that dreams don't have to be big or loud. They can be quiet and personal, like getting stronger after an illness or walking without help again. They can be creative, like painting a picture or knitting a blanket for someone you love. They can be acts of kindness, like helping a neighbor, starting a small project, or finally forgiving someone who hurt you long ago. The world tries to tell older people to slow down, to rest, to stop trying, but you are not ready to stop. You may rest your body, but never your spirit. Your dream gives you something to look forward to, something to smile about when you think no one is watching. And every little step you take toward it, no matter how small, fills you with pride. It reminds you that you are still growing, still changing, still becoming. You don't need anyone's permission to chase your goal. You don't need to prove anything. You just need the fire inside you to keep burning. And it does, because you've fed it with love, with courage, with faith in yourself. Some people ask, "Aren't you too old for that?" And you smile because you know the truth. Age doesn't take dreams away, giving up does. You've seen friends stop trying, and you've seen how their world shrinks. But you keep your world wide open. You imagine, you wonder, you create. You've learned that even the journey toward a dream is its own reward. It gives your days meaning. It gives your heart something to beat for. And it reminds you that life isn't over until the very last page is turned. Your dream is like a bright star in the night sky, showing you where to go, whispering that you're not done yet. When others see you setting goals and reaching for more, they are inspired. They think, if they can do that at their age, so can I. And in that moment, you give them hope, not just for today, but for all the years still to come. Because the truth is, what makes you truly unique is not just that you keep learning, moving, loving, growing, adapting, giving, and dreaming. It's that you're doing all of these things together, showing the world what a full and meaningful life really looks like. On your screen, you see 2 new videos that I'm sure you'll find helpful. Just decide what you want to see and click.